in just a few days, I'm going to make my very first trip to Maranello in my Ferrari. Now, I've been there many times over the past 25 years, but I've never been there in my own Ferrari. So the route is planned. I've booked a factory tour. I've even got dinner planned at Cavallino restaurant, plus a very cool special treat at the very end. So everything is planned except one thing. Which Ferrari do I actually trust to get me there and back? Now my heart says take the Testarossa. After all, it's been the Ferrari I've dreamt about since I was a teenager. This flat 12, the sound, the presence. This would definitely be very special to show up in front of the Ferrari gates with. Now, owning a Ferrari has taught me something. Every car has its own personality. And over the past 5 years, this one has tested my confidence a few times lately. Right now, the air conditioner isn't actually working. And then there's the 328. It's not as comfortable as the Testarossa, and you feel like you're missing a sixth gear when you get on the highway. And if the weather should turn, it is a Targa. These cars are not 100% watertight. But Italy looks pretty nice. It's probably more of a problem here in Austria. But over 10 years of owning it, this car has quietly earned my trust. Every time I've asked it to get me home, it has. All right, so this is the route going to Italy. It's going to be about 570 Ks. I'm going to be going along the Tauern Autobahn, past Villach, eventually crossing over the border about an hour and a half later, eventually past Udine, Venice, onwards to Maranello, probably around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm going to go before sunrise. So it's going to be cooler, definitely less traffic, and there are a couple shops along the way if something should happen. Now, I think I've been thinking about this emotionally too much and not logically, and I've decided to make a little bit of a list here to understand really which car should I take to Italy, and hopefully this makes sense. At the end of the day, if I compare the 328 to the Testarossa roadside breakdowns, so far the Testarossa has had one, as has the 328, but in terms of trailer rides, 4 times this car over here to the left has been trailered, where the 328's only been once. Breaking down before leaving home, 3 times with the Testarossa, never happened with this car. Air conditioning right now, this car is working, that car is not. Weather protection, not the best in the 328 and the GTS, where the Testarossa is obviously very watertight. Headlights on this car, not great, so driving in the night, I definitely don't recommend it. Where the Testarossa, a little bit more modern, and there's actually there's 4 on the car. Highway comfort, not the most comfortable, very hard, very narrow, as is the cabin space. It's very tight in this car. The Testarossa is clearly a GT that is meant for long distances. However, you get down to the really important questions of reliability and trust. This car, I trust. The Testarossa, getting better, not so much. So my overall confidence, if I was going to take one right now based on logic, definitely this car versus the Testarossa, but the Testarossa is the one that really wants to go to Italy with me. I know that. Well, I guess I have my answer after all. The Testarossa is definitely the car that captured my imagination all those years ago. But after owning the 328 for 10 years, that's the car I trust to get me to Maranello and back again. So the next time you see me, I will be in Italy with this car. Thanks for watching the video. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed it. See you in Italia.